Assalamu alaikum guys, welcome to my channel. The weather is a bit chilled today and I must say I love it in as much as I'm not feeling too well, but alhamdulillah. So anyway, I'm making this video because something happened. You guys should know by now that I only make videos when something happens. So something happened, right? I always say that certain things were being taught, from home, because for a child to grow up with hatred, whatever it is that is in your heart, you probably learned it from somewhere, because you were not born full of hate or full of love or full of whatever. Like hell, it's even easier for you to love than to hate, judge, or whatever. So I grew up in an environment where we were not taught to discriminate, we were not taught to hate. Do you get? So I went to a mixed school, boys and girls, Muslims, Christians, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. Do you get? So when I come across kids of this generation that at a very young age they already are discriminating between them being Christians and this one being Muslims, it's always very shocking to me. Okay, so a friend of mine came visiting and they came with their kid who is about, I think, 4 or 5 or so. So I was eating and then this kid was like, oh, she wants to eat with me. And then the parent were like, she shouldn't spill soup on her outfit because they were going out from our place. So I was tying my head scarf, like I was tying my body. So it just hit me as to how we were raised, whereby, when you want to eat and they don't want you to spoil your outfit, they now tie the wrapper for you, like on your neck. So I was like, oh, let me do that for her. So I took off my scarf and I tied it on her neck. Like the minute I approached her neck like this, the girl just went, hey, do you want to turn me into a Muslim? And I was like, is that how you become Muslim, Abi? How? Do you get? And the mother was trying to make excuses for her of how she's probably never seen Muslims in her life before or whatever. I'm like, okay, in this Nigeria that we are. But that's just by the way. The point here is this kid is 5. Why is she already taught to discriminate? Because if you say she's never seen Muslims before or has never heard of Muslims before, that should not be her reaction. Like that should literally not be her reaction, because that reaction is coming from a place of, I don't want to be like you or something like that. And it just gets me thinking as to why we do that, because we're talking about a generation, or should I say an era of, loving, accepting, it's small thing, they will tell you, oh, it's 2023, you're still doing this in 2023, So it was shocking. It took me literally off guard, like, because I know that at that age, which was about 4 or 5, we weren't caring if our friends were Muslims, Christians, or what their family do. Do you get? We literally just go there, play, go home, and like literally that's it. So but for a 5-year-old to think that I want to turn her into a Muslim by simply just tying like a handkerchief, like, it's my scarf, yeah, but I was tying it like around her neck so she doesn't pour the soup on her body. So it was like really shocking to me, and it got me to make this video because I feel like we talk about a lot of things and we talk about in this era, in this generation, but it's like we've gone back, like, with this whole 2023 blah blah blah. It's like instead of progressing, we've actually gone back, because why would a 5-year-old think that way? Like, I don't know about you guys though, but it's something that, like, it's been really bugging me, because like, why were you compelled to think that way? Like, why? If it was an adult, I would have said okay, but then this is a child. So it takes me back to what I say about we are being taught certain things from our homes, because no matter the bullshit excuse the mom was making, I wasn't buying it. And I wasn't really upset, because my own was, I wanted to understand why they would deny this child the privilege, or should I say the luxury, of just being innocent, like just being a child, So it was just crazy. And people like that grow up with a notion, because I know a lot of people that grow up hating a particular region, religion, tribe, or whatever, just based off of what they were told as kids. And we grow a generation like that, and later on we now start asking ourselves questions like, how did we get here? Like, you don't know how you got here. So it's just something that crossed my mind, and I was like, what, let me share with you guys, because it's so freaking weird that these things are happening in 2023. Because for me, if you want to talk about things happening in 2023, I think this is one of them. This is something that we should be like, this thing is happening, you should get in 2023. So yeah, and I would like to urge you, parents, guardians, whoever you are that have a child in your care, I feel like you shouldn't rob the child of the innocence of being a child by trying to tell them who to associate with. Oh, this one is a Muslim, or this one is a Christian, or this one is black, or this one is white. Like, don't rob the child of that joy of just being a child, because we had that and it was beautiful. We were playing with sand, doing a lot of things outside with just neighborhood kids that, because we're all just children. My grandma would feed any and every child, like it was just a beautiful era for us. So I feel like we weren't really worried about one's religion, tradition, culture, or whatever. So yeah, I feel like we shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, if you're a parent, guardian, or whoever, just don't rob the child of the, privilege or luxury of just being a child, okay? So yeah, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.